In a previous video, we've created a number of tests for this like %both class. In this video, we'll continue with it, but we'll test it together with the filter. So if we scroll down, after the last test, we're going to create a new one. Public function filter returns correct values. Let's make it a test. And let's start with the filter equals new filter. Let's import this class, and we are going to add the first argument. We'll take two subqueries, new two queries like %both, and we're going to pass argument books title. And then if I duplicate this line, next one will look for the books description. Then we are going to add new concat end concatenator for the outer concatenator, and then for inner concatenator, new concat or. And again, let's import this class and semicolon at the end. So that's our filter instantiated. We have two items within a queries array. So this inner concat or will basically concatenate them with or keyword in between. So either book's title or description equals whatever is going to be passed through. And then concat end will prepend before this statement, it will prepend end at the beginning if it's not the first item within the where clause. Okay, so let's start with the assert count, and we're expecting two items because we have two queries here. Then filter, let's put twilight, for instance, and then we go for values. So number of values that we should have should be 2 because we have two items, two queries. And then let's put some message incorrect number of values. Let's just put filter returned incorrect number of values. Okay, if we save it and run a test, and there we go, 5 tests, 9 assertions, all of which are passing. Let's add another assertion. This assert same. So we should have, and let's just copy this twilight here. So we should have in between a % symbol array of these values. So twilight twice with a percentage symbol on both sides. When we run filter, and we pass this twilight as a keyword and then values. So that's what we should receive in return. And let's just put filter returned incorrect values, because obviously this values method simply returns whatever values will later on be passed through to the prepared statement. Okay, so that's this test. Let's just create a new one. This time we're going to test the statement. So public function filter produces correct statement with multiple queries, outer end and inner or. Test. Okay, and we start again. Filter. I'm going to copy what we've got here to save us a little bit of time. So let's paste it in. We have basically the name of this test. It's produces correct statement with multiple queries. Queries. There we go. So multiple queries. There we go. We've got 2 of them. And alter end, which is this second argument, and inner or. So concatenate or on the inside, on the outside end. Just so you know why we're actually producing this sort of quite verbose long method names here. Okay, and we're going to start with the filter, and value is going to be twilight again. And it's not because I love this movie for any reason, it just came to my head for some strange reason actually during this course. Okay, this assert equals, then we're gonna go for books, title, like question mark, and then or capital R, books, description, like, and question mark. That's what we should receive when we run filter statement, and we say that we want this to be the first statement within the where clause. That's why we don't have this and before this statement. Okay, and then the message is going to say incorrect statement with alter and inner or. Let's see if we've got everything correct. Should be fine, but what I probably should do is also wrap this with this method trim white space here, this entire statement, and let's save it, run a test, and there we go, 6 tests, 11 assertions. Okay, let's go back. Now, next thing we're going to test is going to be the same, only this time I'm just going to duplicate this assertion, this time without the true as an argument to the statement method, indicating that this is not the first item within the where clause, so we will have, or we should at least have, this and before this entire statement. Okay, so let's just probably to distinguish between the two, incorrect statement with alter and inner or let's just do comma here, alter and inner or as first statement, alter and actually this end should be fine here, as non-first statement. There we go. Okay, let's try and run it. And there we go, 6 tests, 12 assertions. Okay, so our test is passing. Let's write another test. And actually what I'm going to do, let's just duplicate this last test. So I'm just going to copy it and paste it right under. This time let's rename it because it's going to be the queries, multiple queries, alter and wrap and inner or. This time we want to wrap the statement with the set of brackets, so we're going to say for concat and wrap class. Let's import this class as well. And on the outside we still have in concat, sorry, on the inside we still have concat or. Okay, the same structure here, the only difference is going to be that we're going to have set of brackets around this statement. Everything else stays the same way as first statement, and then, sorry, this is with alter and wrap, let's add here. And the same for this second one. This one should also have set of brackets after the, starting with the after the end and a space, and then obviously at the end of a statement. Okay, if we try and run it now, and there we go, 7 tests, 14 assertions. So that was much quicker, obviously, to produce this test rather than retyping all this again. And again, let's copy this last test and just duplicate it here. Let's rename it. So with multiple queries, this time it's going to be alter or and inner or and inner and. We're going to reverse them, and so everything stays the same except for the fact that here we're going to have concat or, and then the inner statement, the inner concatenator is going to be and. Okay, and now what we should have is here, first of all, let's remove these brackets because we're not using any wrap concatenator. Here we're going to have and in between these two statements, these two queries. Obviously, let's remove this here and replace this first one with or, with alter or and inner and as first statement. And then again, let's remove these brackets. Let's replace this or with and we should have or on the outside, because now we're indicating that we want concatenating with or on the outside of the statement. Within the statement, these two queries should be concatenated with and. So or on the outside and inside, and then let's change this message as well. So or, alter or, inner and as non-first statement. Okay, let's save it, run the test again. And it looks like we didn't actually run this last test. And this is because we obviously didn't add the tag yet. I've just noticed that we received the same number of assertions and tests. So test, let's mark it as test, and let's run this test again. And there we go. Now 8 tests and 16 assertions. Okay, let's go back and let's duplicate this one as well. And let's rename it to, this time it's going to be outer or wrap and inner end. And what this one is going to have is basically this or wrap we're going to use this time. For the outside, import this class as well. And on the outside we stay with the end. So what we should have is the set of brackets now around the statement. And it's going to be or wrap for the message. Same here, or wrap. And then or on before the statement within the brackets. And I think that's it. So let's now save it and run the test. And there we go, 9 tests, 18 assertions now. So that's it in this video. In the next one, we are actually going to apply this filter to our search form.